welcome to Uganda. It feels so amazing to say that. I've been dreaming of this moment for many years, since I think I was 5, 6 years old when I first read a book about Africa, and I've always wanted to come here since. And it's amazing to finally think that I'm actually here. I'm in Kampala in Uganda, and it's my first 24 hours here, and it's just been absolutely amazing. The place is great, the people are so friendly, and it's much greener than I expected. You know, it's very green, it's very, modern, very well developed. It's a lovely place, and I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to be working along. I'm going to be spending the next 3 weeks working with some amazing people, young leaders, helping to develop them and make them into, just basically helping to reach their potential, because at the end of the day, that's what we're after. We're after people realizing their potential and releasing it out into the world. Because I think the biggest problem with this world is that so many people, they live their lives by default and not by design. And so a lot of the wonderful things that are supposed to happen in this world don't happen, because the people that are supposed to do those things and deliver those things out in the world just don't do it, because they're too busy in their 9-to-5 jobs, or too busy with their own lives just to actually stop and think about, what is my calling, what is my purpose, what is my potential, what do I have the potential for? What's my capacity to give to this world to make a difference? Because every one of us, deep within our souls, is a world changer, is someone who can make this entire world better. I mean, within our basic genetic framework of existence are the tools to change this world and make it into an absolutely amazing place. But most people don't do that. Most people don't look and see what they're designed for, because they're too busy living by the default setting that they've had for most of their lives. And it reminds me of a very interesting story that I read some time back. And there's this mother and baby camel, they're having this conversation. And the baby camel turns to the mother camel and says, "Hey Mom, why do we have big feet?" And the mother camel says, "Well, we need the big feet because when you walk in the desert, the sand shifts very often. And so because of that, we need the big feet to keep balance. And plus, it's also pretty hot. And so the big feet with the padding at the bottom helps us to keep our feet cool, even though we're walking over very hot sand." So the baby camel thinks a little bit more and then says, "Mom, why do we have big eyelashes?" And the mother said, "Well, that's for the same reason, because we're supposed to live in the desert, and there's lots of sand everywhere. There's sandstorms, and because of the sandstorms, we have long eyelashes so we can keep the sand out of our eyes, so we can walk through pretty much any weather condition." And the young camel nods his head. After a few minutes, the young camel turns back to his mother and says, "Mom, why do we have these 2 humps on our back?" And the mother said, "Well, that's so we can store food and fat. Because in the desert, food is very scarce. And so we eat a lot and we drink a lot, and then we can go for days without any form of nutrition at all, because everything we need is right on our back." And the young camel nods his head and turns away. And then the young camel turns back and looks at his mom and says, "Mom, we have big feet for the desert. We have long eyelashes for the desert. We have 2 humps for the desert. Mom, why are we in the zoo?" And that's a very good question, and a question we have to ask ourselves as well. If we're designed, if we're designed for changing this world, if we are designed for making a difference, if we are designed to change the course of history, what are we doing in a place that we don't belong in? What are we doing in a career that doesn't bring us any satisfaction, where we're not using all our tools to make a difference? Now, I'm not telling you to leave your job, and I'm not telling you to quit your 9-to-5, and I'm not telling you to stop doing. What I'm telling you is, look within you. Look for your potential. Look at what you have been designed for. What are your gifts? What is your talents? What is your purpose? How do you take that and live that out every day in a way that you're giving that back to the world? Because that is when you will start experiencing the satisfaction that only comes when you're releasing your gifts out. And that's what I'm going to be doing here in Uganda for the next 3 weeks. I'm going to be speaking to young leaders all the way across the country, here in Kampala and other parts as well, just getting them to think about their purpose, getting them to think about their potential, getting them to think about what can they do to change this country, their city, their neighborhood, and eventually their continent and the entire world, because that's what the world needs. The richest places in the world are the cemeteries. the places where so many people died with their potential not being released. Think of all that wasted potential buried down there with those bodies. Maybe the cure for cancer is down there. Maybe the solution that would have get people living on Mars is there. Maybe the tech for, flying, getting humans to fly is buried down there. Who knows what ideas were in their brains and they just shrugged it off because, no, I can't focus on that because I have to live my everyday life. That's what I want to avoid. That's what I want to help technology move forward. I want to help science move forward. I want to help people move forward. And the only people who can do it are the people who have that potential within them, who are doing something else right now, defaulting with their lives instead of designing their lives. And so that's why I'm here. And I look forward to it. And I invite you to join me on that journey, and I will keep you updated through it as we go. But until then, take care. Have a wonderful day.